The ethical implications of loot boxes in gaming. What are loot boxes? Loot boxes are in-game items or rewards that players can purchase or unlock through gameplay. These boxes contain random rewards, often ranging from cosmetic items to more impactful content, such as powerful in-game gear. Players typically pay real money or use in-game currency to open these boxes, hoping for rare or valuable items. The randomness and potential for high-value rewards have led to concerns about the ethical implications of loot boxes in gaming. Gambling concerns. One of the most significant ethical concerns surrounding loot boxes is their resemblance to gambling. Players often spend real money on loot boxes without knowing the exact rewards they will receive, which mirrors the mechanics of slot machines or other forms of gambling. This randomness, combined with the potential to spend large sums of money in pursuit of rare items, raises concerns about how loot boxes may exploit vulnerable players, particularly minors. The element of chance involved can create addictive behaviors, leading players to continue spending money in hopes of winning better rewards. Impact on minors. Loot boxes are particularly concerning when it comes to their impact on minors. Children and teenagers may not fully understand the implications of spending real money on loot boxes or the risks of developing gambling habits. Many games that feature loot boxes are marketed to young audiences, making them more vulnerable to the mechanics of random rewards and the pressure to keep spending money to unlock desirable items. In extreme cases, minors may engage in gambling-like behavior, leading to financial problems or emotional distress. Pay-to-win concerns. Loot boxes can also contribute to the pay-to-win model, where players who spend real money on loot boxes have an advantage over those who do not. This raises ethical concerns about fairness in gaming, especially in competitive multiplayer games. When loot boxes contain powerful items or upgrades, players who invest more money may gain an unfair advantage, undermining the principle of equal opportunity and skill-based competition. This can create a divide between paying and non-paying players, resulting in frustration and alienation for those who cannot afford or choose not to spend money on loot boxes. Transparency and regulation. Another ethical issue is the lack of transparency surrounding loot boxes. In many cases, players may not know the odds of receiving specific rewards from loot boxes, which can make it difficult for them to make informed decisions about whether or not to purchase them. Without clear information about the probability of receiving rare or valuable items, players may be unknowingly participating in a system that benefits the game developer more than the player. Calls for better regulation, such as mandating that games disclose loot box odds, have grown louder in recent years. Psychological manipulation. Loot boxes often use psychological tactics that encourage players to spend more money. The excitement of receiving a random reward can trigger the release of dopamine, reinforcing the behavior of opening more loot boxes. This cycle of anticipation, reward, and reinforcement can lead to compulsive spending and addictive behavior. Developers may design loot box systems that exploit players' psychological triggers, such as offering a near-miss experience where players come close to a rare item but fall short, encouraging them to try again. Ethical alternatives. In response to the growing concerns about loot boxes, some developers have moved toward more ethical alternatives. These include offering a clear, fixed-price system for in-game items, removing randomized elements, or providing ways to earn all items through gameplay rather than requiring real money purchases. Games that implement these systems are seen as more transparent and fair, as they do not rely on chance or gambling mechanics to generate revenue. Cultural and legal responses. Countries around the world have started to address the ethical concerns of loot boxes through legislation and regulation. In some regions, loot boxes have been classified as a form of gambling, and developers may be required to disclose the odds of rewards or even remove loot box mechanics altogether. For instance, countries like Belgium and the Netherlands have banned certain types of loot boxes in games, citing concerns about their gambling-like nature. These legal actions reflect growing global awareness of the ethical challenges posed by loot boxes. Conclusion.